United stand, whether you're live, not live, or getting involved. I want to start off very, very quickly on Wayne Rooney. Dropped by England, not a shock. He's been as useful as a box of matches in a swimming pool. But very quickly, John Terry coming out. It's worse than his wife defending him, which I think was quite noble. But when John Terry comes out and defends you, you know that you are in big, big trouble. Advice from John Terry is very much like having a neck massage from the Boston Strangler. So well done, John Terry. You've just finally put the final nail in Rooney's credibility coffin there. But very quickly on Rooney, because I want to talk Pogba. That's what we should all be talking about. And I want to talk about some of these ridiculous comments I've heard from Liverpool fans just before coming on air. Rooney, as I said, as I've tweeted, and apparently other people have tweeted this sort of stuff as well, 30 years of age, been playing top level football since he was 16, won everything there is to win with Manchester United. All-time England goal scorer, will be all-time Manchester United goal scorer. People are moaning about he's been dropped. Seriously, where did it all go wrong? What he's done everything in the game. He's been playing since he was 16. Somebody sent me a fantastic piece today from a Manchester United coach. I forget the name of it, a few years ago. And if it's true, it explains a hell of a lot. And it was basically, Rooney was warned a few years ago that he needed to put more effort in the gym and his fitness work, like Ronaldo. So it was from the Ronaldo times. And Rooney's answer was, I don't need to do all that, I just want to play football. And I think Rooney very much, as I've said before over the last few weeks, he's a park footballer. In his prime, he could get away with anything he wanted to because he had boundless energy and things happened. Yeah, he wandered all over the pitch and tactically he was a bit of a nightmare, but it didn't matter because he was world class. The problem now is the fitness is gone. He can't get that back. His tactical indiscipline leaves him exposed and he doesn't have the pace, drive or strength to dictate games like he used to. But in fairness to him, he doesn't pick the team, we don't think, and he doesn't pick himself for England, we don't think. He's on the decline. It's natural. 16 to 30. He's played over 700 games. He's never had a bad injury. He's not really looked after himself when it comes to like fitness and that. We know he smoked and stuff like that. Even taking that all away, some people do decline from 30. He's nearly 31 actually. I think it's just a natural decline and people need to accept it. Boom. If he can find some form and get back, brilliant. Let's just see. But at the moment, he's not good enough. He's dropped. It's not personal. Bang. Pogba is what I want to talk about next. What a goal it was last night against Holland. For those who've missed it, go and watch it back. Yes, the keeper should have done better, but you know what? Even if the keeper had put it down around the post, we still would have been waxing lyrical about it, saying that was amazing because it was a fantastic shot from distance and it shows you what Pogba can do. And I think this is the big key. Lloris said it even yesterday for France. He said, you know what? You're not seeing the real Pogba yet. He's played a lot of football and he had a lot of football in the summer, a month off. He's not at his fitness best. I think we've seen glimpses in a Manchester United shirt, and I'm not putting the pressure on him to say he's going to single-handedly beat Liverpool at Anfield, but we will. Whatever happens on Monday night, and I think it's really important when we go to Anfield, we get at least a point and we don't get beaten. But even worst case scenario, because anything can happen, is it Anthony Taylor who's the referee? I saw a picture of him today and I thought, you've just got bottler in front of the cop written all over you, and that's my concern. Doesn't matter how well we play at Anfield, there's lots of other things that could impact on the game and make us lose it. So you can never, I don't think we can afford to lose it, but you can't say we're not going to lose the game because you just don't know what's going to happen. I'm confident we won't, but you don't know what's going to happen. But whatever happens, it's not the end of the world. We will get better and better as a team. You know, everyone's on about Klopp, he's been there a year. We've only had a couple of months. We will get better and better as a team, regardless of what happens on Monday and regardless of what happens at Chelsea. There's still a lot of time left to get into the top four, which may be our limit this year, but more importantly, to start bedding these players in. And Pogba, have no word of a doubt. I said it earlier, you know, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, City fans, they're so obsessed by Pogba. They seriously could find the cure for cancer. And that press conference, to talk about it, they'd be saying Pogba's overrated. They are obsessed. They can't shut up about it. They score a goal and the first thing they're like, Pogba, it's better than Pogba. There is a reason they go on about this, because they know full well. They're jealous of the fee we paid. The fee's irrelevant. The actual player, every single one of those teams would love Paul Pogba. They can deny it, but they would love him. And I think he is going to be superb for Manchester United. And I do think he is 2, 3, maybe even a month behind everyone else when it comes to fitness. And he's still playing his way back into that form. Also getting used to the Premier League. He's going to be a fantastic player, a really important player for us. And once he gets his shooting boots on and his confidence, and there's a lot of new players in this United team and it starts to click, we're going to be a fantastic side. Which brings me very quickly in to the comments I was watching on Fan TV. I was meant to be on Fan TV earlier. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a mix-up, but they had a couple of Liverpool fans on. I suspect the Liverpool fans said they won't let they're not doing it if I come on, because they would have been absolutely buried alive on live TV. They basically were asked about the big game against Manchester United on Monday. You could see them getting all excited, a little bit of a rouse in the trousers because it's their cup final. And what was it? They said that the real perler I liked was that, United have got the players to come and go toe-to-toe with us and it'd be a good game, but that's not going to happen with Jose. He'll park the bus, terrified of us, and try and get a 0-0 draw. I mean, this is the delusion. This is what happens to you when you haven't won a title for 3 decades, that you actually start to think that you're significant and that you can start to try and belittle or make up the facts. We've created the most chances in the Premier League this season. The most chances in the Premier League this season. Were we parking the bus at Leicester? Have we parked the bus against anybody under Jose Mourinho this season? Did he park the bus at Real Madrid? He parked the bus a couple of times against the best team I've seen in my lifetime, Barcelona, with inferior players to what Barcelona had, and it was a tactical masterclass. Sometimes you've got to park the bus. You know what? We are not a part of the bus team. We are a creative attacking side, and the stats comparative to Van Gaal last year just blow him out the water. Half the chances, the passing's been reduced, everything. We're a far better team, and as I said, we're creating the most chances in the whole of the Premier League at the moment. So regardless of that, I would still laugh my head off if we park the bus on Monday and nick a late goal and win 1-0. I don't care how we win it. I don't care. You know what? Fellaini could come on, run past the whole of the Liverpool team twice, get down on his hands and knees and knock it in with his knob. I do not care how he does it. I'll still say he's rubbish, but I don't care how we score against Liverpool. I don't care how we beat them. I don't care if we park the bus or not. And the reason for that is I don't like Liverpool. It will be a cauldron because it's their big cup final. It's their annual cup final. It's their everything, you give everything. But when it comes down to it, I don't care as long as we get the points, and I don't care what anybody says. Klopp relegated by Mainz, and his last season, when he'd lost his one-man team Lewandowski, his last season at Dortmund, they finished 7th in a 2-horse race. He's a myth. He's not this fantastic manager that everyone thinks he is. He's a good manager. He's not one of the best in the world, and that will be proven in time. More so than Pep, and I don't think Pep's very good either. So it just makes me laugh. And that team that Liverpool have got is totally inferior to ours. I said it at the start of last week, and I'll say it again. There is only 2, maybe 3 players I would take from the Liverpool team into our one, and I think that's generous. And that would be Coutinho, Mane, and this is only because we're lacking players here. Mane on the right and Klein on the right back, potentially. I haven't seen enough of him to know. Coutinho, I think he could be on the bench for us, and that's the truth. We probably are underperforming as a team at the moment, and Liverpool do deserve to be ahead of us. I'm not going to lie that. But when we click, they'll be eating our dust, I tell you. Louise says we'll destroy Liverpool. I'm not going to go down like that route. I will not go down that route at all and say that that's the case. But it's going to be a difficult game. The Premier League throws up difficult games anyway. I'd love to go and win there. I do think we might have used a bit of luck up last year when we didn't need to. We beat them last year and we played awful. And I wish that was this year because it didn't mean anything. But we are light years ahead of some of the performance, as Red in the Bed says there. Most chances, said Ibrahim. We've created the most chances in the Premier League so far compared to any other team in the league. If you're not aware of that, Ibrahim, that is true and fact. Ibra will score a hat-trick, says Patrick Anderson. We would love to. Here we go. We've got Liverpool fans on. Brilliant. I love it. I love how Liverpool fans are spending their time watching the United stand. It's brilliant. It makes me smile. So S. Edmondson, who I presume is a Liverpool fan because he's got that silly bird as a navvy, says he parked the bus against Liverpool in 2014, you effing idiot. He did. I'm so pleased. And what did you do? You messed up your biggest chance of the title in the last 25 years and probably the biggest chance you'll get in the next 25 years because Slippy G fell on his arse and Demba Ba scored and absolutely got schooled by Jose because Brendan Rodgers, the little mug that he is, thought he could win the title in style at Anfield and thought he could outdo Jose, who sent his reserves up, it was his reserves, and parked the bus and beat you 2-0 because you bottled it. You absolutely bottled it at Anfield. Like I say, I'll repeat it again. I don't care if we park the bus if we beat you. I'm not no problem. And if you beat us on Monday, I still think, and I'm 100% sure, we'll finish ahead of you because you're bottlers when it comes down to it. You've got no history in the Premier League. You're not going to win the Premier League title. And I find it laughable that you come on here trying to say that our manager is inferior to yours when yours has not done anything. He's won 2 German titles. That is it. He's done nothing in Europe. He got relegated with Mainz and he finished 7th in his last season in Germany because he didn't have his one-man team player Lewandowski. And that's a fact. You can't move away from it. You can come back and say, oh, Mourinho's had the resources and everything like that. I've got 2 things to say to Liverpool fans about that. Jose Mourinho wasn't handed things on a silver plate like Pep was at Barcelona and Man City and Bayern Munich. He wasn't handed the Chelsea job. Chelsea hadn't won the league before he went there. Yes, they had resources, but he made them win the league. But the reason he got that opportunity, was because he excelled in a league that's very hard to win, the Portuguese league. You know, Porto are a contender, but Benfica and Sporting Lisbon have got more history and a better team. He dominated that league. He then won the Europa League, and then the following year after that, with Porto, he won the Champions League. Name me a manager would be able to do that in the modern game. Could take someone like Porto, win the Europa League, and then win the Champions League. Not going to happen. Never going to happen. And so whatever people want to say, oh, he did it with Real Madrid, he did it with them, he did it with that, he did it with money. Well, he earned that right. Simples. Seems like Mark's on a rant, says Matthew Stamp. Not really. I'm sort of building up towards this because I think I feel very protective of my club. I haven't got a problem with Liverpool fans coming on here. There's a parallel, and Gary Neville was right. Liverpool fans and Manchester United fans, we rub up against each other, but there is a parallel. Arsenal, City, Chelsea fans, if you're on there, I would always say Liverpool and Manchester United are very similar. That's why there's a rivalry. They've got great history, great ethics, fantastic fans. We just don't get on. We don't see eye to eye. There's a massive rivalry. But what I don't like, and I'm defensive of my club, is, and I know there's United fans out there, and I can't wait to get Alex on the show, is this defence of Klopp just because he's a nice bloke and he smiles and he's a bit wacky and he plays decent football. I can name you, I'm quite old, I can name you plenty of managers over the years who've played great football and won sweet FA. You know, Glenn Hoddle played fantastic football, didn't win anything, and I could give you another 10 quite simply. So just because you play better football, do you win trophies? That's what football's all about. So Alex Ferguson in the last few years at Manchester United, it wasn't that pretty, but he could have won the title with anybody because he knew how to do it. And Jose Mourinho falls into that category. And this park the bus thing, yeah, it's an easy rod to hit us with, I accept, but it's not true. And you know, we are creating the most chances. He's broken goal records with the likes of Real Madrid, etc. I know that was a 2-horse race, but he did it with Chelsea when he first came to Chelsea, and his only previous then was Porto. Like I said, a team from Portugal that's got doesn't dominate it, hasn't dominated it since. He did. And then he won the European Cup. Well, he won the Europa Cup, and then he won the European Cup with a very small side. He then went to Chelsea, who'd won a few cups, but they hadn't won the league in decades. Won them the cup. You know, if it was as simple as, oh, we had a checkbook, the previous managers under him, you know, the Vialis, the Ranieris, the Hullets, they didn't win the league. Jose went there, won the league, dominated it. Not just that, he did it against the best manager there's ever been, Sir Alex Ferguson. So I just find it ridiculous. I'm not talking to Liverpool fans. I understand your loyalty to your manager. I'm talking to Manchester United fans who dare to question our manager, your Manchester United manager, against some German who is actually, when you scratch the surface, he's only won 2 leagues in a 2-horse race town. You know, Bayern Munich could never buy every good player in Germany, and he mopped up those that they didn't want. And Lewandowski basically made them decent. They had good players behind him. As soon as Lewandowski went, he finished 7th in the league. He finished 7th in the league which is basically the season before he went to Liverpool. And he got relegated at Mainz, and he couldn't even get them back up. There you go. Jose Park with style, just another Pepe says, I have a feeling Mkhitaryan will come off bench and score a brace that will kickstart his glorious reign with us, Sandeep. The fantastic thing about this international break, as we build towards this Liverpool United game, it's going to be huge. I'm looking forward to it. I think anything we can get from it, and that's not, and I'm not disrespecting Liverpool. Fantastic atmosphere, fantastic ground. It is their cup final. They've got every right to be favourites and think they're going to win. We've got to go there and prove ourselves. But I think that point about Mkhitaryan is important. Luke Shaw as well. Zlatan. These are 3 big players for us who've not been on international duty, who will have been with Jose for the last 2 weeks. That's a positive. I hope Herrera comes back fitter and not tired from Spain. Mata, apparently Memphis did okay. The players have got to start building as a squad now and clicking as a squad. But as I start and finish this show, Pogba is the one. Pogba's the big one. And I think he's going to step through the gears. I'm not saying on Monday. I think there'll be a lot of pressure on him on Monday. And everyone around him's got to come to the fore. But Anthony Martial as well. A lot of it's going to be about the team he picks. And as we build towards it on next Monday, like I say, we'll be doing it most nights now, talking about various little things. But I want to pick up tomorrow night about whether we can win the league, which is sort of, but it's all going to have a Manchester United v Liverpool build up towards it, and I think we'll do the preview on Thursday night at 8:30 live. But I'm getting excited about it, really excited about it. Lynn Hall, why you get so het up about Klopp, Mark? Don't really get it. Doesn't bother me. Like Klopp, but more than happy with Mourinho. He's the better manager. I think, well, fair play, Lynn. You might have brought me down a little bit there. I'm a passionate individual. I love Manchester United. I don't like Manchester United fans who think a Liverpool manager is better than ours. I'm old school on that. I don't like it. But also, I don't get it. There is no logic to it. Like I said, Klopp, Glenn Hoddle, never won anything really. Yeah, the football was great, but tell you what, I'll take winning things over great football any day of the week. And I would, because I want to win. I want to win. Manchester United, I want to win. But I think Jose's going to prove a lot of people wrong as well. I don't personally have a problem with Klopp. I don't personally have a problem with Liverpool fans saying they're going to beat us and they've got a better team. You know, they come out with pearlers like Jordan Henderson's better than our midfield. I mean, have you seen him? He's shit. But when it's Manchester United fans throwing it up, I think that's where I start to get a little bit on the edge about it. But score prediction, says G. Royston. You know what? Just to piss the Liverpool fans off, 1-0 will park the bus the whole game, and it will go in off Fellaini's bottom in the 99th minute after 9 minutes of injury time, because Henderson gets absolutely poleaxed by Bailly. There you go. There's the prediction for you. Right, finishing on a positive. The Football Blogging Awards are behind me at Old Trafford on November the 17th. If you missed the Sunday show, you can enter, and we've got a VIP table at the awards. We've got two tickets up for grabs for you. You can bring your dad, your mum, partner, wife, whatever like that, friends. All you got to do to enter is click. I think it's in the video description. I don't think it's in the first paragraph. It's in the second one. Just click that link, and you can either tweet your vote, or you can do it in the sentence below, which is through the website. We're in the best video channel, so get voting in that, and we'll be announcing the winner in the next couple of weeks. But make sure you voted. We are collating all the votes now, and we will pick one of you out. 2 tickets to Old Trafford, to the Football Blogging Awards, sitting with us. Lots of famous faces going to be there. I think the tickets like face value of £40 each. You get a meal and drink and everything. It'll be a fantastic night. There's people, you know, there's a few from the United stand there. It'll be great. So that we end up on a positive there. Do enter. Get involved in that, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. I have sort of went a bit off on one, but it's always the truth. It's always how I feel. Get commenting below if you don't disagree with it. I never ever say you've got to believe in what I say. This is Mark Goldbridge. This is the United stand, but me as Mark Goldbridge, I come on, I'll give my opinion. It's not reflective of the United stand. The United stand is about fan opinion, and that is why you get the opportunity on the live comments and to comment below. So thanks everybody for watching. Please drop us a like, and don't forget to get voting below on the Football Blogging Awards. Even if you don't want to come, do vote. And I forgot, if you're an international fan and you can't come to Old Trafford, we've got the £50 United Stand merchandise package, which is a t-shirt, jumper and mug. So we'll be giving out one of those as well. I think I've covered everything. I'm going for a lie down, a nice hot bath, and a bit of Made in Chelsea. Sod England. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30. We're building towards that game on Monday now. Thank God the international break's coming to an end. And whatever happens, we're building towards a big game. And if there are Liverpool fans watching, thanks for watching. Can't stand your club, but you know what? I think it's because we mirror each other in the way that we're passionate about the club we love and the history and everything like that. So in some ways, there is a respect there. But I really, really hope we win on Monday. And I'm sure you're feeling the same. Thanks for watching.